Today we're going to be looking at lesson 6, which is estimate with percent. So if we're estimating, we're not getting the real true answer. We're just going to see what's around that. So when estimating with percents, we will provide a reasonable solution to many real-world problems. So we're going to choose a compatible number when estimating the percent of a number. So our first one is 48% of 76. So 48, we're going to go, that's close to 50%. So we're going to change it to 50%. Then 76 is close to 80. So we're going to make it 80. Well, we're just looking in the ballpark. We're not trying to get the exact answer. Okay. So we're going to draw a nice little bar here. And we're going to start with 0% on top. My halfway point is 50, so we're going to mark 50%. And then the end of it would be 100%. Down here on the bottom, we're going to start with 0 because we're always starting with 0. And then at 100%, we would be at 80 since we chose 80 right here. So halfway between 0 and 80 is 40. So our answer is 40. Some of you might just be able to look at that and go 50% of 80, that's 40, and you could have been done with it like that. Okay, our next one is 18% of 42. So 18 is pretty close to 20. And 42 is close to 40. Because I know that 20 can go into 40 pretty easily, and we want to make sure that happens. So we're going to draw our bar. 0%, 100%. At 100%, we would be at 40. So we're going to write 40 right here. And at 0%, we'd be at 0. So we're going to be counting by 20%. So we'd have 20, 40, 60, 80. At 20%, that's what we need to find right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So each time we go up by 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. At 20%, which is right here, we are at 8. So our answer is 8 on this one. On our next one, we have 73% of 42. So we need to be looking at what we should do for this one. Okay, 73 is close to 75. And when we're dealing with 75%, that means we can count by 25 like quarters. 42, we want to bring that into 40 to make it easier. So we're going to draw our bar. On the top, we have 0%, and we go all the way to 100%. Down the bottom, we're going to start at 0, and I know I'm going to go to 40. Okay, we need to count by a number to get to 75, and that also gets to 100. And if we think money, we know we need to count by quarters. So 25%, 50%, 75%. We want to know at 75%, so I'm going to put a circle right down here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So we're going to do 40 divided by 4, and we're going to get 10. So we're going to count by 10s each time. So 10, 20, 30. Since 30 falls in the circle, 30 is our answer. This is a little complicated, so we're going to continue it when I get back on Monday. This next one We're going to estimate using the rate per 100. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at this number and we are going to say that it's closest. Since it says per 100, we have to make it to the nearest 100. So we have 3 hundredths. So we want to know 27% of 300. So this just stays at 27%. Okay, and set, we estimated 307 to 300. And we're going to estimate using a rate per 100. So that means that we're going to add 100 3 times to get 300. Since we're adding it 3 times, that means to get our answer, we're going to take 27 and add it up together 3 times, and our answer is 81. So if it was only 100 there, our answer just would have been 27. We add the percent as many times as 100 goes into our number. So let's look at the next one. 192, that's closest to 200. So that would be 100 plus 100. So we're going to add the 76 2 times. Since we added 100 2 times to get 200, we're going to add 76 2 times. So our 76 plus 76 equals 152. Our next one says last year 24% of the zoo visitors were under the age of 3. So 24%. Last week, the zoo had 996 visitors. So this is going to be what we're going to be looking at for our rate per 100 right there. About how many of the zoo visitors were under the age of 3. So I'm going to write it out like these ones were up here. So we had 24% of 996. Now let's look at 996. Is it closest to 900 or 1,000? It is 1,000. How many times do we have to add 100 together to get 1,000? That would be 10. Instead of doing 24 plus 24 10 times, I'm just going to do 24 times 10, and I'm going to get 240 for my answer. Okay, at this time, we're going to do a couple more problems together, but in our book. So I want you to flip to page 140, and you're going to be doing 1 through 5. The sub's going to give you around 15 minutes, and then you're going to do this quietly. If you don't quite understand it, make sure that you are looking through your notes and doing the ones that you can, and that once 15 minutes is over, he or she will be turning it back on so you can see the answers. Okay, on the first problem of number 1, we have 19% of 53. 19 is close to 20, so we're going to change it to 20%. 53 is close to 50. We're changing it to 50. Then we're going to draw our bar. We have 0%. We need to get that all the way to 100 because percents are out of 100. On the bottom, we start at 0%. And I know at 100% we will be at 50, so we're going to write 50. Now we're going to count by 20s because I know if I count by 20s, I will get to 100. So 20, 40, 60, 80. At 20%, we would be at, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we're counting by 10. At 20%, we will be at 10, so our answer is 10. Number 2, 21% is closest to 20. 96 is closest to 100. Now let's draw our bar. On top, we have our percent, so 0 to 100. On the bottom, we're going to have a 0. And we're going to count by 20s to get to 100. So 20. Sorry, 20 is up here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And at 100%, we would be at 100. So we're going to be counting by the same thing. 20, 40, 60, 80. And since we want to find out at 20%, we are at 20. So our answer is at 20 on that one. It will be much easier tomorrow or the next day when we start this lesson because we're not estimating more. The estimating is the hardest part. At 59%, we are closest to 60, 16. We're going to be closest to 15. So 0, 100%. And down here, we're going to start with 0. So to get to 60, I'm going to count by 20s here. 2, 20, 40, 60, 80. So I want to know right here at this one. And then we'll be at 15 right here. So let's see. 3. We're going to count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Our answer is going to be 9 because that's what is by 60%. Number 4. Erase a little bit so we can see a little better. A purse originally cost $29.99. It's on sale for 50% off. I like 50% because that's an easy one to look at. $29.99, I'm going to put that to 30. And I know without doing any work that 50% of 30 is $15. So you didn't even have to look at it now. Number 5, we're looking at the $496. Since it's over $100, we're going to be doing the rate per 100, which is the second thing that we did on our notes. So 496 is close to 500. To get to 500, we had to add 100 5 times. So we're going to be adding 33 5 times. Instead of adding it 5 times, though, I'm just going to multiply by 5 because that is a lot easier. 3 times 5, we have 15. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So the answer is 165. Okay, we're going to be going to page, we're on 141 now. And make sure you have a pencil out ready so you know which ones you need to circle for your homework. We're going to be doing numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. On Monday, we're going to take a look at them and see how we did. If most of us did really well on them, we're not going to do a second day. But if not, well, we'll just go ahead and do a second day on Monday with our worksheet. So on 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, that's what you need to do tonight. On Monday, we're going to go over them. And then for our second day, we're going to have a worksheet. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a good day.